later for the Lakers. They're 21-4 at home this season, and Rick Fox knocks it down. Rick, who missed 41 games of this season with the bad foot, back in the starting lineup for the Lakers, and the lead by 2.
Yeah, missing all those games. He's not going to get his legs underneath him until the playoffs.
O'Neal with the outlet to Kobe Bryant. He comes down with Fox with a left hand. That time he got his legs under him, got the great feed from Kobe Bryant, and Fox with back-to-back baskets. The Lakers lead by 4.
That's just beautiful fast break basketball. The ball doesn't touch the floor the entire time. Kobe Bryant catches it immediately off to Rick Fox, who lays the ball.
Robinson had a big night last night too. 26 points in only 25 minutes. He misses the jumper there, and Shaq's got another rebound.
A big dog got to barking about his minutes a little bit. Randy Ayers is gone, but Big Dog's been backing it up.
A lot of people think that he barked a lot, and that's why Randy Ayers isn't coaching tonight. Let's check in with Jim.
Brad, Allen Iverson is nursing a very sore right shoulder. Last night in Seattle, he ran into the scorer's table in the third quarter. It's inflamed. It's swollen. Hurts him when he shoots, but he did say, you know, I'm one of the toughest guys. USA Today says I'm number 2. Tonight I'm going to show him maybe I'm number 1 with Brett Favre. Brad?
That's true. Brett Favre today on the USA Today, the number 1 in that toughest list. And Iverson, pound for pound, I don't think anybody argues with the fact that night in and night out, he comes to play for a guy that's maybe 165 sopping wets. Medvedenko from the outside gives the Lakers a 6-point lead.
And there's Medvedenko again. Again, he's done a terrific job filling in for Karl Malone. He's not Karl Malone, but in the interim, I mean, the guy's done a terrific job.
Allen is 0 for 5, but he got his own rebound, drove in on Shaq, and thought better of it. This time, gets hammered down low.
You know, it's been interesting so far. Kobe Bryant has been all over Allen Iverson early, as you see what happened to him last night, injuring that right shoulder, running into the scorer's table. But Kobe Bryant is taking it upon himself to defend Allen Iverson one-on-one. He blocked a shot earlier, and he's just not going to let AI get in.
Against the 76ers, how about the 80s finals matchup? Dr. J, amazing sweeping reverse layup. But then it was rookie Magic Johnson starting at center in a clinching Game 6 for an injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Magic went on to score 42 points, most ever by a rookie in an NBA Finals, had 15 boards and 7 assists too, and led his team to the first of 5 titles with Magic in the mix. The Lakers won that series 4-4.
And what's Dalembert giving up in weight to Shaquille? Here's Shaquille just able to back him in at will. Almost puts him on his poster.
Wouldn't you be willing to say over 100?
I don't know.
Well, if they list Shaq at 340, if Dalembert's 240, I don't know. Robinson trying to dish it to Dalembert. They really like Dalembert. Both Randy Ayers when he was the head coach and Chris Ford, who we talked to before the ball game, and said the only thing they're worried about is whether they can keep weight on him. It's one of those kind of guys, or if he's going to get any bigger.
I love him as a player. For a guy who's just starting out in this game, he runs the floor extremely well. He blocks shots. He's adding a little bit more offense to his game. If you're a 76ers fan, you got to beg management to keep this guy, because in a couple years he's going to be an unbelievable center for your squad.
You saw Allen Iverson with a great look from 3, and he's 0 for 7. Kobe over, wow, what a shot, over Eric Snow, off the glass.
Eric Snow's just not big enough to guard Kobe Bryant in the block area. Kobe's a wonderful post player, as well as probably the best perimeter player in this game.
Snow double team, looking to get rid of it, and did to Robinson. He takes that one dribble Sean talked about and knocks it down.
Big Dog just has the complete offensive package. And there's no question he can score the basketball. If you're going to leave him wide open, you're going to let him feel the seams on the ball, he's going to knock down bucket after bucket on you.
Nobody ever said he was going to make the all-defensive team. And Shaq this time goes base run around Dalembert for his second flush in as many trips.
Dalembert is going to be a player, but tonight he's going to need serious help in the low block area.
Here's Robinson again open. Same spot, same result.
No, you can't get Big Dog wide open looks like that. He's just too good of a shooter. You got to have some sort of rotation. I mean, 2 wide open looks when no one in a blue jersey comes out to even contest his shot.
Medvedenko up and over, and it'll go back out to Philadelphia. So Allen Iverson, who had 40 points last night, and I said to him before the game, can you do it back-to-back nights? And he said, we'll find out. So far, not that kind of night.
He's been struggling a little bit, but watch Kobe Bryant in the block area. Eric Snow is a solid, strong defender. Kobe Bryant goes right over the top of him. Then Shaq using that strength and that power and a little bit of...
You know, all of us got to get better.
And LB's only 2-10 against Minnesota in the last few games. Always a fan favorite wherever he goes, Rasheed Wallace. On the wing for the jumper, got that, came in about 7.5 minutes into the first quarter. Next possession, facing up Kevin. Oh, I know Mr. Garnett, used to see him a bunch there in the West. He'd leave, though, with just 4 points in 12 minutes. Then a snafu for Wallace and Mike James. Here's Michelle Tafoya.
I just spoke to Larry Brown coming out of the locker room, and he said, my dilemma is this. I've just been notified by the league that Rasheed Wallace and Mike James cannot play in the second half.
Can't play because somebody failed to get all the proper paperwork in and approved to the league prior to game time. So they sit Chauncey Billups to Ben Wallace, trying to take up the slack, and Big Ben did just fine there right over KG. Well, in the third, Wolves up 7. Garnett, oh, yes, so 25 points, 13 rebounds, as always. He's the man. 17 straight double-doubles, 49 of the season. Get himself 2 more. Looked like they were going to cruise home, but no. Chauncey Billups had something to say about that. Late in the fourth, Billups working on his second career triple-double. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Gets him back to within 4. 8 seconds to go. Tayshaun Prince airballs a 3 over Garnett. But look at Big Ben there to lay it in. It's a 1-point game. Last chance for Detroit. Darvin Ham, the long pass is broken up. Minnesota holds on to win. Kay Frage, Cleo, Lambone, Magnificent Soul. What gives?
John, thanks a lot. The Pistons lose a game they might have been able to win if those two players had been on the floor. And Stephen A., what has to happen for a trade to be consummated?
You make the trade, then you take your physicals. Once you take your physical, then agent certification material is to be sent into the league office for league approval. Once the league approves the paperwork, then the deal is approved. They notify the teams, and then you can have players on the floor to play a basketball game. You cannot have players on the floor.
And defensively.
Allen Iverson at the free throw line, where he went 21 times last night and hit 17 of them. That is not the most times he's been to the free throw line in his career. He had a game where he actually shot 23 free throws. Pretty amazing just to watch him last night, though. In the first quarter alone, he went to the free throw line more than most big guys do in the league right now.
He always does. He's always throwing his body around with reckless abandon.
So his first 2 points come from the stripe and gets his team back to within 2. Payton saw a little alley, and it closed on him, but the basket's going to be good, and he's fouled. McCaskill fouled him, and Payton hung in there long enough to get it to go.
And that's what the Lakers have needed in previous years. Somebody at that point position who can make plays. No one can stop you. Russell's a tremendous defensive player. And Fisher comes over to help out. And Big Dog doesn't care at all. He's still able to knock down the shot and get himself to the line for 3.
So he can get the 76ers back into a single-digit deficit. Allen Iverson is checked back in, by the way. There's the story on Big Dog. 8 points, make it 9. Allen Iverson only 4 points, all from the free throw line.
I tasted a few jumpers from the Big Dog in my time, so I know he's extremely difficult to stop.
Kobe Bryant hits the deck. Karl Malone, who we talked to extensively today, and we'll have some of that conversation when we come.
I poured everything I had into a community, into organization, teammates, people that I thought I knew. And to get that is something I do forgive. I will never forget.
That is his comment concerning the skit that the Utah Jazz did about him and Kobe Bryant. And I asked him if it made him feel any better that the league thought it was as tasteless and fined that team, his former team, where he was all-star every season with John Stockton. And that was his reaction. He says, still got 2 or 3 people that I'm very close to. I still have a home there. I love the Utah fans there. But I'm a Laker now, and he can't wait to get back in uniform. He's only played 24 games due to the knee injury, and he thinks that he's ready to come back pretty soon, whereas the Lakers are saying maybe mid-March, something like that.
I would hold off as long as I could just to make sure he's healthy.
Shaq with kind of a long one-handed hook. Kobe Bryant with a rebound underneath, and Kobe scores.
I also like the fact that Karl Malone is wearing Larry David's shirt. The shirt episode in Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's the same shirt.
I got a feeling his is bigger. I don't know. Maybe not.
There's no question about it.
Snow trying to get it back out to Iverson. 7 on the shot clock. Wide opens John Salmons in the corner, and he misses. And Russell with the rebound. Fisher, Russell, O'Neal, Bryant, and Devin George on the floor for the Lakers. And Shaq gets shoved and still scores off the glass.
Well, the problem right now that Dalembert is having with Shaq is beating him down the floor, and he's picking out his spot. You see Shaq in the middle of the lane here. There's no way that you can allow him to go to his spot on the floor. You got to do whatever you can to impede him from just running right to the middle of the lane, because all he does then is just back you down. Dalembert, like we said, I mean, he's a few snacks shy of, what, 250, 260? He's giving up a lot of pounds, a lot of strength and power to Shaquille.
Lead swells to 14 now. Here's a lob inside of Kenny Thomas. Had to make a tough catch. Came down with it, and a good job by Russell. Actually tied him up.
You know what I'd like to see? I mean, Shaq's in that area. I mean, he's got to continue to dominate defensively. You know, we haven't seen him blocking shots, holding down the paint area like he has done in the past. I mean, that time Kenny Thomas comes down with the ball. He's right next to Shaq, and Shaq doesn't react whatsoever.
Shaq comes in with 85 block shots, which, remember, he hasn't played in all the games this year either, but that's still not as high a total as normal for him. Fisher with a save. Kobe with a catch, but he missed. Well, now they're going to say push on Eric Snow.
I don't know if I agree with that call at all. I mean, Kobe Bryant leaned in. Didn't look like he got bumped very much. He's too good a player not to finish that play. He just missed the layup. Nice job by Derek Fisher. Beautiful hustle. And there's a little push down low there.
A little bit with a left hand, maybe. So Kobe back to the free throw line.
But you're going to tell me that little push there kept Kobe Bryant from scoring the basketball? I don't think so.
I agree with you.
He's way too good for that.
16 for Kobe in this half. That's what Eric Snow's telling the officials, too. He said, come on.
In a pickup game, if you're in the summertime, I guarantee Kobe Bryant doesn't take that ball back. He runs right back down the floor.
And missed the second. 42-27 with 7:40 to go. First half. Brad Nessler, Sean Elliott, Jim Gray from Staples Center. The Lakers on their home floor. The good first half going against Philadelphia. 76ers coming off a road win over Seattle. The back-to-back nights tough in the NBA on the road, and that's something they haven't been able to accomplish all year.
Hey, Brad, I'm going to tell you what. Kobe Bryant took away the entire side of the floor that possession for the Sixers.
And Shaq does a little pull-up. But the foul, I think, was before. Let's see. It's on Dalembert. We know that.
Boy, he pulled himself up as much as he could.
Without breaking everything.
Shaq just working hard on the offensive glass. Takes that ball away from Dalembert. And once he hears that whistle the first time, that's when he's got to go up and power it through.
And he did. So another opportunity for a three-point play.
Oh, that counted.
That counted.
There's the Tim Wakefield knuckler.
You're just going to keep playing that baseball game, aren't you? You can't wait for the preseason to get underway.
I'm somewhat of a baseball fan.
Timeout taken by the Sixers. Chris Ford and Allen Iverson still arguing over there about the last call concerning Shaq. The Lakers, meanwhile, on an 8-0 run to pick up their biggest lead of the ball game at 17.
All those guys deserve to be fired.
I
don't think so.
I don't either. Ooh. collision there between Robinson and Bryant, and now another one between Snow and Russell. And this one draws a foul. So the 76ers have a terrible drought going that they're trying to get over and also get back in the game with 7:01 to go in the half, trailing by 17.
Oh, the Lakers have done a tremendous job, particularly in the open court. They're getting some fast break buckets. They have 15 fast break points so far to the 76ers 4. And that's when you're giving up easy buckets to the Lakers, you almost have no chance, because in the half court set, you know, they have the queen on the chessboard in Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. There's what Sean's talking about, 15 fast break points. Eric Snow at the free throw line in his 9th year, and several of those years he was Gary Payton's backup in Seattle. So two former teammates seeing a little bit of each other tonight, even though Payton is not on the floor right now. It's Fisher, Russell, Bryant, O'Neal, and Devin George. Shaq underneath. D'Alembert just trying to get out of the way right now.
Yeah, I mean, one of Shaq's thighs weigh as much as D'Alembert. And he doesn't have much of a chance. Again, he's got to get some type of help. When Shaquille caught that ball in the block, no one from the Sixers came down for a double team. They just hung him out there to dry.
Snow had an opening and took it.
The guys are trying to step up now and challenge him.
Iverson, nice move by Allen Iverson. His first field goal of the ball game. First points of this quarter.
And he gets it in the open floor. He's got to get a couple easy buckets. He works so hard just to get a field goal attempt.
See what Hamilton can do against Shaq. Nothing. Well, Karl Malone is just enjoying watching the big fella against the smaller fellas right now.
And this is excellent footwork. A lot of people talk about Shaq's power. He's able to keep his footwork, his feet, his pivot foot a little up and under. A little bit of power mixed in with finesse.
O'Neal with 13 points here in the first half. Shaq coming off 31 points and 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 block shots in the win over Golden State the other night. So he and Kobe, yet another night where they both had over 30. Kobe had 35, Shaq had 31. Missed an opportunity to add to his total here with the free throw. 5.5 to go in the half.
Shaq, I've seen him shoot a lot of free throws, but tonight it seems like he's got a weird, like an awkward spin on it.
Allen Iverson, that's a first jump shot he's hit. Maybe that'll get him started.
A nice wide open look for him. And again, he gets an easy bucket in transition. I should say a not so easy bucket. Then he gets a wide open look.
Payton missed a shot, got his own rebound, missed again, and was fouled. And now Eric Snow's got 3. Sunday on ABC, LeBron will visit Madison Square Garden for the first time. It's the Cavaliers who won again tonight. They're in New York to take on Stephon Marbury and the Knicks. That'll be a dandy matchup. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 here in L.A. on Sunday. ABC Sports, home of the 2004 NBA Finals.
Well, that time, Eric Snow's foul down low definitely impacted Gary Payton's shot. You can see that it stopped him cold. And if you're not able to follow through down there, you will leave the ball short.
Pleaded his case as he headed to the bench with those 3 fouls as Payton got both free throws.
I can't agree with that one. The first one against Kobe Bryant, you know, he had a case to argue there. That one he didn't.
Iverson over Shaq. Got it.
But I like what the Sixers did there. They put Shaq in a little pick and roll. He's not known to come out. That time he did try to step out on Allen Iverson, but just too late.
Let's see if Hamilton can keep him away. He tries a wraparound pass to Payton, and Iverson, as he's done for 4 straight years. Boy, he reads the passing lane so well, doesn't he? Comes up with a steal.
You know, the thing is, he's just surprisingly quick. He surprises you with what he can do on the defensive end. And he's got long arms. He's #1 in the league, if I'm correct, in steals. Nice rub off here by Gary Payton, but that pass has got to be there quicker. AI is just too quick on the defensive end, too quick and too long.
That's not the first time he's been the league leader in steals. Last year he set the team record with 225 in a single season. coming in. He was on that kind of pace again. He had 101 steals coming into the ball game. Misses the second free throw. He scored Philadelphia's last 7 points. With 4.5 to go in the half, they cut it down to 11. And Payton almost had it stolen by Iverson again.
He just got ridiculous anticipation.
Russell, boy, tough shot if it goes. Doesn't. Kenny Thomas, who's been an excellent rebounder for the 76ers this year. He was last year too, but this year's done a great job on the boards. He has 8 already tonight. Very solid inside player, especially running that 3 spot a lot of the times, averaging almost 10 boards a game. Here he is off the feed from Iverson. Iverson had Shaq thinking that he was going to try to go up and under or around him, and he dished over to Kenny Thomas, and now the 76ers have a little run going. But you see Shaq swiped at that ball down low for Kenny Thomas. He's got to go up and block that shot. Kobe Bryant, tough rebound underneath and goes straight up and in. 18 for Kobe. And Kobe just is so good at mixing it up. Getting easy buckets down low in the open court, posting you up, knocking down jumpers. Double team with Shaq and Payton on Iverson. He got rid of the ball inside to his teammates. Are definitely under a time limit. You have a deadline to prove yourself. Oh boy, trying to mug Shaquille O'Neal. It really wasn't Hamilton. It was John Salmons who was holding on like he was in the rodeo trying to ride a bucking bronco and see if he could stay on for 7 seconds. I was just thinking the same thing. It was like a Brahma bull. If he just strapped on a saddle here and had a cowboy hat in his left hand, watch this as Shaq gets it. Now here's Salmons. Hi-O Silva. Help. He's the guy who cleans the glass for you, and he's sitting on the bench, and Shaq right now is dominating in the paint area. That he is. Dominating the ball game right now with 18 points. Just wrecking bodies right now, Brad. 7 out of 12, 8 rebounds. He was the star of the All-Star game on his home floor, and now on his home floor tonight, he's given us more of the same. 2:31 remaining, first half. Doing it in a variety of ways. The big fella leading the way. Lakers lead by 13. To help out, he drops that ball off to Shaquille O'Neal, and then you just watch the C part. Anybody going to challenge that shot? Kobe loves that ball movement. This league. 40 of their 59 points have come from their 2 stars, and it's the most points the 76ers have given up in a first half this year, the 59 that the Lakers currently have. Philadelphia trying to stop them any way they could, pushing or not pushing. That's part of our court sounds tonight. Eric Snow's got 3 fouls.
Eric, you know what? That is flat out a push. You know, and I will talk to you, but you know what? That plays a push, and the other one was a little bump that made him miss.
Kobe
okay?
came up to me and told me that one.
Okay, well, it's okay. We're going to talk about this one.
If I didn't get that one, I only got 2 instead of 3.
Well,
all right.
Now one of those guys, and you were wired, you said he wouldn't take that in the summer pickup game.
No way.
1 foul. No, Kobe would not take that first foul in a pickup game. I know. I mean, there was a slight bump, and again, he's too good a ball player to really take that foul. He's not going to turn it down now. He gets to go to the free throw line, but that second one was definitely a push. Kobe and Shaq, 40 between them. Is there any way that the 76ers in the second half can stop either one of those guys? Well, no. In a word, huh? They basically, no, they don't have a shot. I mean, they don't have anybody that can stick with Kobe Bryant on the perimeter, and if you don't come down and help Dallenberg in the block area, Shaq's going to have his way. He sent Dallenberg to the bench with foul trouble, and now he's stuck with guys that are 6'8", 6'9" on him. All right, let's check in with the third guy on our team, Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Brad, thank you very much. I spoke to Chris Ford. He said he's sending everybody. We've got to keep coming after Shaquille O'Neal. Dallenberg had no help. Every time he had no help, he got dominated. He said, we just are going to keep sending guys. As for Allen Iverson, I spoke to him. He's 3 for 11. He said his shoulder is bothering him quite a bit. He is going to continue to play. It is sore. He got a little treatment at halftime, but he will not come out of the game. And according to Chris Ford, you can't even talk to him about it.
You almost have to drag him anywhere except this year when he did miss some games and he felt that he should go on the injured list and they didn't have room to put him on there, and so he just skipped a West Coast trip because he is a guy you literally have to drag off the floor despite all the injuries he's had over his career. Right. Here he is with a steal. Right on cue. The dish to Robinson, and Glenn knocks down the opening basket of the third quarter. So a great way for the 76ers to come out of the locker room.
Steal and an assist for AI, and he's just mentally focused. You cannot make errant passes around that guy.
You think about last night when he had the 40 points, but he also was in double digits in assists, and that just doesn't happen very often in NBA history, period, or at least since they kept keeping all those kinds of stats. Shaq opens up the third quarter for the Lakers and gets a pat on the rump from Kobe Bryant, who gave him the pass.
Oh, there was a switch there, and Eric Snow was caught on Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaquille treated him like a little piece of lint in his pocket.
You know, Jim talked with Kobe going to the locker room about, is this the best chemistry that he and Shaq have had? And Kobe kind of just said, well, it's the first time we've really been healthy this last stretch, the All-Star game and the last couple of games. But 2 or 3 times tonight, especially when Kobe has fed Shaq underneath, there's been high fives, low fives, any kind of fives you see between those two guys. If you're a Laker fan, you love to see that.
Yeah, you love to see it, but can you say chemistry in the same sentence with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal?
Maybe coexistence. I don't know. Whatever it is.
I mean, you can. In the past, you know, obviously winning championships, you don't have to be best friends to be dynamic teammates.
Kobe Bryant waited for Kenny Thomas to pass and then knocked it off the glass. 63-55, and Bryant's got 20.
You know, Kobe Bryant is immensely talented, but on top of that, he's so fundamentally sound. Makes him extremely difficult, again, to cover.
This time, Big Dog misses, and this time Kobe and Eric Snow collide, and it'll be Kobe Bryant that'll pick up the foul, and that's 4 on Kobe. Jim?
Brad, you guys are talking about Shaq and Kobe. It was interesting this week, right after the All-Star game, when Shaq won the MVP, he said, you know something, I'll be the first to tell you, I need Kobe Bryant. We need each other. It's not all about like and dislike. It's about, can we continue to win, and we both need and want each other. I know I need him. So I think that signaled an opening, and the opening is translated not only in the All-Star game, but these first couple games back and that last half. Gary Payton pulls up. Let's go back to you, Brad.
Yeah, good point. Exactly, Jim, and that's the way they've been playing this week and in the All-Star game.
I think that's one of the smartest things Shaq has ever said. I mean, those guys definitely need each other, and they don't have rings without each other.
Right. Defensive 3 seconds. So the technical foul against the Lakers. Kobe sits down with 4 fouls to go with his 20 points. And the free throw hit by Robinson. So Glenn has 17 points, right about on his average for the 76ers, and we've still got 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. And his shooting, that big 3 he hit right before the end of the half, and then the first basket off the feed from Iverson to open the quarter has kept the Sixers in the game. Robinson trying to repay the favor, but Iverson's off the mark on the jumper, and AI just can't find it from the floor tonight like he had it going last night.
Well, you see that last play they ran, Brad, that's the same play against Dallas, except for the other side of the floor, the one that got them into overtime, where you played that little 2-man game with Big Dog and AI, and they rub off of each other.
And they ran it and ran it and ran it, and Dallas never stopped it, but Dallas won the game in 2 overtimes. Longest game in Maverick history, one we're talking about. And Robinson had 34 and Allen had 31. Iverson with a rebound here. And now looking to push it.
It's a simple play, but if you run it correct.
Defending champion Spurs at the home of rock and roll and LeBron James. First San Antonio-Cleveland meeting of the season. Paul Silas's game plan for stopping Tim Duncan. We're just going to play him straight up and see how it goes. If we're getting killed, we are going to have to start doubling. Well, you don't need no stinking double team because the reigning 2-time league MVP stunk it up shooting the basketball. 9 for 28 on the night. Third quarter, LeBron James spinning and grinning. It's a 3-point game. Let's go back to Tim, though. That would be Tim Duncan. He had 21. The feed from Ginobili there, and then the pick and roll right here from Tony Parker. Spurs up 6. You might want to start double teaming. Fourth quarter, LeBron. He had 32. The old-fashioned 3 there. He's getting ready for the game at the Garden Sunday. Malik Rose reportedly in Coach Pop's doghouse. That's going to help him out there. You know, cancer cures turnovers. Ginobili throws it away then, and Ginobili, shot doesn't go. Cavs trail by 8 in the fourth. They come back, win 89-87, snap San Antonio's 6-game winning streak.
Nuggets looking for the first win in Orlando since '92. T-Mac 12 shy of 10,000 for his career. Second quarter, McGrady to the rack. And now he's 3 away from 10,000 career points. Later in the game, it's T-Mac, and he's open for 10,000 career points, second youngest ever to reach 10,000 at 24 years, 272 days, behind only Kobe, but ahead of Jordan, Shaq, and Kareem. But time winding down in the second half, kind of a tale of two cities deal for McGrady here. Blocked from behind by Chris Anderson. Time expires in the half. No foul. And T-Mac is a little upset, so he pulls a Martin Gramatica deal here and boots this one into the stands. That was a place kick, I'd like to point out. Technical foul. Gets the ball back, and then it's a Ken Walter 22-yard punt. And he's ejected. Look again. Anderson may have gotten away with a goaltend or a foul. McGrady takes out his frustration, said, I had to get us going some way. Getting a tech, getting ejected, kicking balls out of the arena. It didn't matter. Magic up 3, time winding down. Mello, blocked by Drew Gooden. Vashawn Leonard's pass to Marcus Camby. A little too hot. And Orlando's going to win 102-98 despite losing T-Mac and giving up 35 points to Carmelo Anthony.
Artest out indefinitely. Bad thumb. Indiana's given up an 18-point first-half lead. Wizards up 3. Juan Dixon ties the NBA season record with 8 steals. Kwame Brown finishes, and the Wizards up a 6-pack. Final 2 minutes. Wizards now down 1. Gilbert Arenas is going to penetrate. And did he get pushed? Well, you heard the announcer say he got pushed. Arenas says afterwards, hey, Indiana's the #1 team in the East. They get the calls. He didn't get the call, and Eddie Jordan, he's the Washington coach. He is mad. Tinsley, Jamal hits the 3, hit 2 of them in the final 70 seconds. Had a season-high 19. The Pacers win the ballgame 96-87, and Eddie Jordan wants to give Leon Wood a piece of his mind. Wiz have lost 4 straight.
Suns taking a 6-game losing streak into Memphis, and Mike D'Antoni would like to follow in the footsteps of Hubie Brown. Let's check out the resumes. Well, Hubie, more experienced, but, you know, he's never worked in a restaurant. And, you know, that comes in handy, you know, ordering meals after the game, that kind of stuff. Yeah, worked in a restaurant in South Carolina. Stromile Swift throwing down. 2 of his 17. The mascot's learning from the players. Here's Rocky. Didn't stick the landing, though. Jason Williams showing off here. Jay Will, as I like to call him. One hand, and here's the Rockets mascot. He follows right behind. Sean Marion, no. Amari Stoudemire, yeah. Stoudemire had 23. Here's his squatch. Oh, yeah. And then Paul Gasol, one-handed. Gasol, 17 points, 10 boards, career high 8 blocks. Hubie's Grizzlies have won 21 home games this season.
Stephon Marbury was 2 for 14 from the field in the first half. He has a decent half, and the Knicks lead, you know, maybe by 6 or 8 points at this point.
Yeah, he had 5 assists, so he was involved in the game. But if you're the Knicks, you don't feel all that bad. You're 2 for 14. Stephon Marbury, your best player, and yet you're only down 4 points. That's a good thing. The only thing the Knicks have to do, they have to find a way to stop Ilgauskas. Ilgauskas has 18 points and 11 rebounds. You know LeBron James is going to get involved in the second half, so they're going to have to stop 2 guys. That's going to be difficult. But if Stephon gets involved in this game, we should have a pretty good second half.
It would help the Knicks, too, to get to the free throw line. Cleveland took 18 free throws in the first half. The Knicks took 2. Michelle.
Well, I spoke to Lenny Wilkins coming out of the locker room at halftime, and he talked about Zydrunas Ilgauskas. He said we cannot allow him to get the deep position he's been getting. And he said also we need to help on him defensively right when he puts the ball on the floor. The minute he begins to dribble, we've got to go there. And he said we've done it a few times, but we need consistency. That's one of the problems when you've got all these new guys. On Stephon Marbury, he said, look, Steph had good looks in the first half. I'm confident if he has those same looks in the second, he'll be just fine and make them. Guys.
And again, Michelle, as we mentioned before, Marbury coming off a 10-game streak in which he's led the team in both scoring and in assists, a Knick franchise record, and this team's been around for 58 years now. But right now in the first half for Marbury, just 4 points and 5 assists. He is leading the team in assists.
Yeah, and I think he will end up still leading the team in scoring and assists. You know, one thing that's really strange is helping. I don't know if Mutombo has ever needed help guarding anyone, and this afternoon he might need that. It'll be interesting if they give it.
Well, here we go again, and that time he's able to force Ilgauskas to send it outside for 3, and that's the first three-pointer of the game.
Well, you can see what happened there. When Stephon Marbury went down to help, and when he helped, they threw it out to his guy. You can see the players aren't used to helping with Mutombo on the floor.
First Thomas puts it in. This is the 800th game in the NBA this season, and it's only the 12th time you had a first half without a three-pointer, and then right off the bat, McGinnis puts it in for 3. And there's a deuce for LeBron James. So Cleveland's lead is now 7. Anderson with a floater. Louisville pushing it up to James. James on the newly acquired Nick Tim Thomas. And it's off the side of the backboard, but he gets fouled by TT.
Yeah, and he was lucky to get fouled. That was one of those times where he showed a little youth, you know. I think he saw Mutombo, and he said, I've heard about this guy. I'm going to go challenge him.
In fact, I had his poster up in the bedroom. LeBron James averaging 20 points per game, 20.6, so rounded off to 21. Leading scorer on the team coming in. You know, as the years evolve, Doc, do you see him remaining as the off guard, as the number 2 guard? Do you think he'll be a point guard at some point?
I don't see he has point guard ability, and he obviously can play the point guard, in my opinion, in short stints. But I think this is his position. He's more of a 2.
McGinnis missing, but Ilgauskas is there again, and that'll count if it goes, which it does, and Ilgauskas will go to the free throw line. That's 20 points for Z. The save here by Boozer.
Yeah, I mean, just keeping the ball alive after the deflection was key. But again, LeBron James comes in, and, you know, I don't think you can go to a basketball camp and teach this. That's just great hang time.
Instinct. And the last basket here.
And this is what Paul Sidings was saying. Ilgauskas, he can get rebounds out of his area, but he's so big, if he can just get his body up under the boards, he can be a great rebounder, and he's doing that this afternoon.
And we'll go to the free throw line when we come back. Cavs by 10.
All Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Allstate. Are you in good hands?
Back at Madison Square Garden, Cavaliers leading by 10, and we're joined now by Damon Wayans of My Wife and Kids. You come to a lot of Knicks games?
No, actually, I live in L.A. I flew out for this one, though.
This one's special because?
Because LeBron is doing my show this week on Wednesday night, and I just came out to support him. And I'm coaching him. When Silas, he ain't listening to Silas, he turns to me, and I tell him what he should do.
Is that right? What have you told him so far?
Keep scoring. He's looking good out there.
Yeah, it's very insightful. He is looking good out there. How did he look on the set with you guys? What are his acting skills?
He was great, very believable, and you know, I mean, he was just fun, and the fact that he had so much to do and he took the time out, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, what impresses you about him just as a person, considering how young he is?
That's what's scary. You know, it's like I have a son older than him, and when I first met him, you know, I was like psyched to meet him, and he was sitting there playing a video game, and he couldn't care less that I was even in the building.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. LeBron James on My Wife and Kids this Wednesday, right? 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
Yeah, it's called The Outbreak Monkey Show.
Okay, well, if they lose, we know who to blame since you're coaching these guys. Back to you, Al.
Thank you, Michelle. Won't be the last time we see LeBron doing a cameo. Will be much in demand. Meanwhile, Ilgauskas made the three-pointer for the free throw to give him the three-point play. It's an 11-point lead, the biggest for the Cavaliers. Marbury has to dump it off to Mutombo. who gets hammered on the way to the hoop.
But you know what I liked about that play is Marbury grabbed the ball and just took it. He took over that possession, and that's what he has to do for this team right now. Because, you know, again, without Allen Houston, they don't have a lot of scoring on the floor, so he's going to have to force it sometimes. And right there, you can see he put his head down, he forced it to the bucket, and he gets Mutombo on the foul line. More importantly, he gets Ilgauskas another foul.
And by being more aggressive and getting into the foul line, at least the Knicks, that's their only their third free throw. There's Allen Houston still rehabbing his knees. He's been out for about 2.5 weeks now. Hopes to be back on the floor on their West Coast swing next week.
And I don't see it.
This is the second.
I saw him working out. I don't see him coming back anytime soon.
There was some speculation earlier this week he may have to undergo more surgery. Ilgauskas from outside missing.
I think they would take that one all day.
Cavaliers have outshot the Knicks from the free throw line 21-4 early this year as Marbury puts one up from mid-range and hits. In a game here in November, the Lakers came in and outshot the Knicks from the free throw line 47-6, which is almost impossible on the road.
Especially in the Garden. Yeah. Especially in Madison Square Garden. And I have to say, I watched that game, and it was the correct call.
Yeah. James. Anderson. Now Marbury is there and gets it rejected. Blocked by Newble. Thomas puts it up. What a counted.
Yeah, but look at the change. Marbury puts his head down, gets to the bucket. The next time he comes off and scores a quick one. Now all of a sudden the players are starting to follow. Everything the Knicks did on this possession was aggressive, and it was to the bucket. That's how they have to play. And again, Stephon Marbury has to be the guy who leads that, and that's what he's doing right now. They know how important this game is. When you are going out west or east, you don't want to lose that last game before you go on a long extended trip. This is a crucial game for the Knicks.
That was the third foul of the afternoon against Ilgauskas. You can watch NBA TV Insiders every night on NBA TV at 6:30 Eastern Time for the latest news, and plenty of news, of course, post All-Star break with the trading deadline. Lenny Wilkens.
He does look young.
He's got that perpetually youthful look, and he's got a little bit of that Cheshire Cat smile. So, you know, when he really gets angry, he doesn't look very angry.
No, he looks
he's angry.
Yeah. So you know when he looks really happy, he's really angry.
Well, he grew up in Brooklyn, played some baseball in high school with Tommy Davis, the former Dodger and former National League batting champion, classmate. And that one is good for 3. So McGinnis has his second 3 of the half, and Cleveland is up by 10 again.
And another great pass by LeBron James and a make by McGinnis, which is key.
McGinnis stays right with him off the pick. And then it's swatted over to Boozer from Ilgauskas, and James can't put it in from the other side. Anderson, a little hook pass, and nobody's there. Trying to get it to Mutombo and throws it out of bounds.
And more impressive by the Cavs is that Stephon Marbury had the ball one-on-one defense, yet 4 Cavaliers were watching him. They know, too. They're looking at the Knicks team thinking if we load up on Stephon, we're going to make him pass the ball to someone else, and one of those someone else's are going to have to score.
Hardaway now comes back in for New York. They take Mutombo out of the game. McGinnis misses the floater, but Newble is there to save it.
Another second shot for the Cavaliers.
10 offensive rebounds for Cleveland. The Knicks have 13. LeBron.
Yeah, if he starts making that shot there, he tried one earlier, then this league's in a little trouble.
Well, the question was, before the season, on the minds of many about LeBron and how good a shooter would he be. He has not been good from 3-point range. As Marbury takes it, to the basket. He's
he has a
okay
nice shot.
from mid-range, great from inside. But you look at some of the guys around the league of this ilk, he has a better shooting percentage than Vince Carter, Baron Davis, Allen Iverson, or Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
And all those guys played in the All-Star game.
And that's because they're shooting way too far out.
Yes.
LeBron's getting close.
And there he is from inside again.
You know, it's interesting. Stephon is trying to take this game over for the Knicks, and LeBron's not letting him because he's taking it over right now for the Cavs.
Offensive.
I mean, this is how you want LeBron playing. Off the dribble, in between game. Effort, second shots, using your athletic ability and your strength, and that's what he's doing there. It's a strong young kid there.
James with 18 points. He has 9 of them in this period, which is 8 minutes old. 4 minutes left, third quarter. Cleveland up by a dozen. James missing. Ilgauskas can't get the follow to drop. They keep it alive, and then James winds up in the New York bench. And don't they wish that was his permanent home?
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep him over there.
Yes.
I mean, great hustle. And, you know, the key play to this is Herb Williams. Watch that hand at the bottom of the screen. That's what stopped it, was the coach.
Yep.
Otherwise, I think LeBron gets to that ball.
Herb Williams on the left there, the winningest coach in terms of percentage in Knicks history.
Yes,
when they fired Cheney that night, Herb won the game. He was the interim coach. He's 1-0 lifetime, and then they brought Wilkins in.
He told me he was retiring with that record.
Thomas can't get it to drop. I had mentioned before that, you know.
This is the value of a big right here. The play breaks down, you can go to the big fella, and he can respond for it. And that's why you win games.
Ilgauskas now with 23 points. Ilgauskas and James have combined for 41 of Cleveland's 66. Hardaway can't get it to drop.
And you know, the presence of Ilgauskas is why they missed that shot.
The block on Alvin Williams. Mike Bibby grabs it and goes coast to coast, lays it off the glass. And the Kings mounting a comeback right now, leading the Raptors by 2. Let's get back to Al and Doc.
All right, John, back at Madison Square Garden, where Lenny Wilkens is the coach of the New York Knicks. Came here a few weeks ago. Lenny made his coaching debut in New York. It was 1969, but in town that day, October 14th, 1969, out at Shea Stadium. That's the year of the Miracle Mets. Gary Gentry was pitching for New York. Jim Palmer was the starter for Baltimore that day, and that's the day Tommy Agee made these 2 catches. That one coming after this one. The Mets would go on to win the World Series. So when Lenny Wilkens makes his debut, and there are some of the leading scorers, with Willis Reed leading things for the Knicks with 28 the year the Knicks won the title. You talk about under the radar. A guy comes into the Garden. I mean, nobody's paying any attention to the Knicks at that particular point. The town is Mets crazy. But it would be the beginning of the longest coaching career in NBA history. And there, of course, is Willis Reed.
And the winningest
on the right. The winningest coach and the losingest